If you've been gardening for most of your life, or this is the first year you've ever gardened, or you're thinking about gardening, there's going to come a point where hopefully you're going to have a garden that has great abundance. Now, as I'm walking through this sea of plants right now, some of you immediately will know what they are, and others of you are like, I don't know what he's walking through. It looks big, it looks tall, and I'm about to tell you what it is. By the way, I'm Jeff with Whirlwind Family Farm. Thanks for finding our channel. But back to what we're talking about. If you've been gardening for a while, you may find that everything comes together at the right moment, the right time. You had the right rainfall, you had the right temperature, you planted exactly the right time, you looked at the charts, you looked at the zone you live in, and you planted exactly at that moment in time where everything accelerated perfectly. Whether it's tomatoes or it's radishes or celery, whatever it is you've planted, that it happens to be the year that it absolutely does the best. And again, what we're looking at behind us here has been absolutely abundant as you look across this. And I won't keep you in any suspense any longer if you don't know. This is okra. And this okra, this is one of the particular plants. We've had a lot of rain lately. We've also had some hot days. And okra likes hot days, but we've also had an abundance of rain this time of year, specifically this year. And we have had an absolute abundance of okra, more than I've seen in a long time. We happen to have planted over 250 plants of okra this year, so that didn't hurt that we have that many. But the reason I talk about it with your particular garden, whether you have a small backyard garden, or as I like to say, if you're in a market garden setting like we are, and I will tell you, in a market garden setting, this is our business, and we always like to be able to provide good vegetables for our customers. And that's what it is. It is a for-profit business, and we hope to do well with it. But there are times and there are seasons when we have more than we can sell. We don't have the market to sell everything we have, and that presents an opportunity, and it has for us. Whether it may be giving to a neighbor, a friend, somebody that needs a little extra help, or maybe to a food bank. And these are all things you can do when you happen to have one of those seasons where there's abundance. And for us, there's been certain things this year that have had abundance. Back in this high tunnel, which now the season's a little bit low, but we had one of the highest yields of cucumbers we've ever had. They came on quick, they also ended fairly quick, but numbers wise, it was incredible. So it's an opportunity to be able to help somebody out. Again, you may have a neighbor close by. There's those that are elderly and you just want to take them some good vegetables. And all this brings me back to having a garden. Gardens can be simple, they can be small. And the thing that I always like to say is, even if it's a 10 by 10 or 20 by 20 by 20, you will be amazed at how much food that a garden that small can actually produce. So whenever you're looking at your situation and you're trying to decide if you want to grow a garden, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and put down a garden that is simple, it's easy. We always suggest going no-till, putting down compost, having that soil that is very little disturbed, and you're going to have a chance of probably doing pretty well. Now, each year is different. I will tell you, the very first time I started market gardening, I had an older gentleman that came up to me and he did say, one thing you can count on is every year is going to be different. And he was exactly right. But there are going to be those seasons and those times through the spring, through the summer, and even the fall when you're going to have big production, going to have a lot of vegetables, and you'll have abundance. And that's where we always say it provides that opportunity where you can help somebody out. So thanks for checking us out here at Whirlwind Family Farm. We appreciate it. I know this was a simple video, but we want to make the point that unless you try a garden, you'll never know how much abundance or how many vegetables or food you can provide for you, your family, your friends, and it's just a great opportunity. So give it a chance. Thanks again. Blessings over you, your family, your garden. We always have a video right here on screen. Click on it. It'll take you further along in that process of gardening, and we know you're going to do great. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm. Take care.